Squad, we're back here, and we're gonna continue our discussion on hormones. So in this video, we're gonna look at the parathyroid gland and calcitriol at the same time here. So they do. We'll see why they work in conjunction with each other. But the parathyroid hormone (PTH) is secreted by the parathyroid gland. So parathyroid gland causes the secretion of parathyroid hormone. Pretty basic stuff. So before I actually get started, thyroid gland is located on the anterior portion of the windpipe here. So the trachea is somewhere around here, and then on the posterior, there's little kind of Dumbo, or I think of them as like Dumbo ears that come out behind the trachea here. They extend out. There's four small glands called the parathyroid glands that secrete the parathyroid hormone. So they're on the posterior portion of the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland secretes calcitonin, and then the inactive form of vitamin D is the UV rays. We've gone over this before, but UV rays cause skin cells to produce an inactive form of vitamin D, which goes to the liver where calcidiol is made, which calcidiol goes to the kidney where calcitriol is made, which we're going to discuss calcitriol right now, actually. So back to the PTH, parathyroid hormone, and calcitriol. So PTH does a few different things, obviously secreted by the parathyroid hormone, but it targets osteoclasts. So osteoclasts, when osteoclasts break down bone, obviously calcium is released into the bloodstream. So stimulus of parathyroid hormone secretion is low blood calcium. So low blood calcium levels does the PTH, the parathyroid hormone, to target osteoclasts, stimulates osteoclast activity, breaks down bone. Calcium is released into the bloodstream, which increases blood calcium levels. So this is negative feedback system here. PTH and calcitriol are. Also, parathyroid hormone targets the kidneys. So it stimulates the kidneys to increase the production of calcitriol. So calcitriol is the active form of vitamin D. Calcitriol also targets osteoclast activity, so it breaks down the calcium from the bones, and that calcium is released into the bloodstream. So calcitriol breaks down bones, releases the calcium into the bloodstream, which increases the blood calcium levels. Calcitriol also targets the intestinal tract, and what it does with the intestinal tract, it increases absorption of calcium. So the calcitriol, aka vitamin D, active form of vitamin D, it allows more calcium to be absorbed in the bloodstream, which obviously in turn increases blood calcium levels. So negative feedback once again. Then last but certainly not least, both parathyroid hormone and calcitriol increase the reabsorption of calcium from the kidneys. So it pulls, calcium, calcitriol and parathyroid hormone pulls calcium from the kidney tubules into the bloodstream, which ultimately increases blood calcium levels. So PTH stimulates osteoclast activity, breaks down bone, calcium released into the bloodstream, stimulates the kidneys to increase the production of calcitriol. Calcitriol also targets osteoclasts, so it breaks down bone, releases calcium into the bloodstream, which increases blood calcium levels. Calcitriol also increases the absorption of calcium in the intestinal tract, so it targets the intestinal tract to increase the absorption of calcium. And then both PTH and calcitriol increase the reabsorption of calcium from the kidneys into the bloodstream, which increases the blood calcium levels. So stimulus of calcitriol and parathyroid hormone is low blood calcium, and the effect of calcitriol and the effect of parathyroid hormone is an increase in blood calcium levels.